what are we looking at here as far as how the governor's race shook out?
Yeah, let's look at how this race was won, right? So Hennepin County, this time around, Governor Tim Walz won by an enormous margin, 250,000 votes. That's actually better than what he did in 2018. Okay, so Scott Jensen says that's not good news, but I can still pull this off if I do really, really well in suburban counties. Well, okay, let's go up to Anoka County. He won there by about 1,000 votes. That's not going to get the job done. In fact, 4 years ago, it was also within 1,000 votes. So Jensen barely did better than Republican Jeff Johnson did 4 years ago. Okay, well, how about Scott County? Well, Scott Jensen gets 52% of the vote in Scott County. 4 years ago in Scott County, Jeff Johnson got 52% of the vote. You can see how each of these counties is shaking out very similarly to how it did 4 years ago, and that was why it was really becoming inevitable that this race was going to be called for Governor Tim Walz. Next, we turn our attention down ballot to the Attorney General's race. This was the closest of the 4 statewide races 4 years ago when Keith Ellison won by just 4 percentage points over the Republican. So we go back this year to the Attorney General's race. We start looking at the same counties. Hennepin County, 205,000 vote margin lead for Keith Ellison. 4 years ago in Hennepin County, Ellison won by about 200,000 votes. That's really good. Now, why hasn't this race been called yet? Well, it's ever so slightly closer. We want to talk about Anoka County. Well, here, the Republican Jim Schultz is leading, getting about 16,000 of the votes back. 4 years ago, we look at Anoka County, and the Republican Doug Wardlow didn't do quite as well. So the people who call these races at the AP clearly looking for a little bit more evidence on Keith Ellison's side before calling this race for him. It is just too close to call as of this point.